Hey guys, it's Jennie Pappas, and you're listening to The Talking Step.
Hello and welcome to The Talking Step. I'm John.
I'm Matt.
I'm Michael. I'm Josh.
Well, guys, you know how we're the unofficial podcast of The Next Step.
Mm-hmm.
Unofficial.
Yeah.
But we got a big surprise here. All right. Yeah, big surprise. Are we pretending like we don't know? All right. Okay. Okay. You know how our all-time favorite character collectively, right? Chloe, or as we call her, poor Chloe, because you know that's what her character is, right? And it's her favorite character. So funny, so great. Probably my favorite part of the show. One of the best dancers, and we have her here today on our show.
What?
Jennie?
Hello. Hi, everyone. How are you guys?
How are you? We are great.
Yeah, perfect.
I love the intro. I feel so loved.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
I was hoping it'd be longer. you know, a little nervous on the spot.
It's all good.
So,
I appreciate it.
How's it going? You were on vacation there from
I
after
was.
the show?
Yes, I needed a nice vacation in the warmth after just touring across Canada in the middle of winter, so had to hit the beach.
Where were you?
Punta Cana,
Where's that?
Dominican Republic.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, it was awesome.
How long were you there for? Just a week?
Yeah, a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to get back for competitions, we hear.
Yes, I work with a competition called On the Floor, and they do dance competitions. They're doing 5 this year, so I get to do special awards, which means I get to give different dancers and different groups like awards like for them standing out or having great personality or different kinds of things. I kind of get to play around and do stuff like that.
So you were more of a judge?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I noticed in one of your Instagram pictures, it was like a picture of you with a light, and you had like a judging sheet. So I figured you were judging or doing something along those lines.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Have you been doing like judging stuff like that for long? Like, have you done that in competitions before?
Well, I grew up going to dance competitions, so that was always a part of my life. And then one of my really good friends actually owns the competition, so he asked me to do special awards last year, so that was my first year, and then I'm doing them all this year as well.
It sounds like you've like grown up dancing. It wasn't just a thing you decided to do as a hobby. It was like always around.
Yeah.
So it was like a parent or a relative really into dancing?
No, I was mostly just very rambunctious and energetic when I was younger and needed to be the center of attention. So my parents would throw me in dance class to get rid of me kind of for a couple hours on like a Saturday so they could get things done. Yeah, like I just ended up really enjoying it. And then I started taking it more seriously when I was a teenager.
Right. So how young were you when you started to dance?
I actually started dancing when I was 2. Yeah, I took a I took a mom and daughter ballet class, which is kind of embarrassing now looking back on it. But yeah, so I started then, and I started competition when I was 5.
Oh,
yeah, which was kind of crazy.
I didn't even know they had competitions.
Well, I think I did. I started piano when I was 6. I was doing recitals and stuff, but nothing big. I think my first major like piano kind of competition thing I was around 10.
Cool.
I don't know.
I took that tap dancing class when I was like 10 at the Quinny Ballet School.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't think we ever did a competition or anything. I don't think we were that good. But we did one show, and I got those, you know, like, they have those, they take those dance pictures of you as a kid, and they look ridiculous. Yes. Yeah, mine is like really bad. Like I got like these jean short shorts and like a Hawaiian lei. It's so bad. And my sister still has that picture. She shows it to people.
Is there any video of you tapping, John?
There is, but I'm never showing it to you guys.
A photo as like a throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like, hey, I was in dance ones too for 1 year.
I'll have to post that video of me in the musical I was in a couple of years. I did a musical. I guess it was.
We both did High School Musical.
Yeah,
we did at different times though.
I did a High School Musical a couple of years ago, and there was a dance competition scene in it.
Oh yeah.
In the musical, and I was part of it.
And I felt so upset because I got really into that competition, and then you lost. And I was like, that made no sense.
My character got third place, but everyone thought I should have won first. Yeah, we should have had you judging.
Yeah, in Happy Days universe. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So where are you from? I know you're Canadian in like somewhere in Ontario, but
yeah. What we love about the show is that like every character seemed like the actors are like local, because we're like from like southern area Canada.
Ontario.
Yeah. So it just seems cool. So where are you from?
I'm from Pickering, Ontario, which is east of Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and actually most of us, the only person who's not from Ontario is actually Zach, who plays Hunter. He's from Vancouver.
Oh.
So the rest of us are Southern Ontario.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You've been to Pickering, right? Didn't you say you had like a shady Kijiji deal in Pickering or something?
No.
Michael and I participated in a shady Kijiji deal in Pickering.
Well, most Kijiji deals are pretty shady.
Yeah.
So.
We're all from like the Belleville area, just a little north of Belleville.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I looked on a list, and Belleville is like one of the top 15 most dangerous places in Canada.
Oh yeah, it's just crime central.
Well, that's not very good because we did a couple shows there for the tour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We tried to make it to one.
We were visiting home at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were in Ottawa when you guys were in Ottawa, and then when we were visiting home, you guys were in Belleville.
Why didn't you guys come?
We still didn't end up seeing it. We felt we couldn't fit into the audience because we're assuming it's a lot younger people.
On our way from Ottawa to Belleville, we kept looking out the windows to see if we could spot the tour bus.
Yeah, I just had hope.
Well, we were expecting you guys to come. We were anxious to see if you guys were going to make it out.
Oh, we were considering, but what happened was we realized that we'd kind of tower over the rest of the crowd, and we'd be noticeably different than...
Maybe we could fit in with, like, the parents or something.
No.
Oh, I guess it's too late now.
Yeah. So we were interested in hearing about your audition for the next step. How did you get the role?
Well, I auditioned almost 4 years ago now. For the pilot. So the show hadn't even been picked up at the time, and my dance teacher just told me to go to this dance audition, and nobody really knew what it was. There was very little information. We just knew that we had to go and prepare a solo to perform, like 30 seconds to perform for a panel. And I did that, and I actually didn't make it, so I didn't get into the pilot, but a lot of the main cast did. And then a whole year later, I got a call from our casting director and choreographer, Amy Wright, and she had said that the show had been picked up and she wanted me to come back and audition, so I did. I auditioned over a weekend, and I got about 3 or 4 callbacks, so I had to keep driving back into Toronto.
Oh, wow.
I'd get home, and then I'd get a call from her saying, "Can you come back at 6:30 tonight?" And and still really very little information about what the show was going to be. They asked us a few questions about ourselves after we danced, and that was about it.
Did you see the pilot?
I didn't see the pilot until I found out that I was on the show, so...
Oh, so you were just like...
Did you replace
the
original
by the way,
on-air
you're on national television.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, I got a call...
Did you replace a character? Like a girl who was already playing a character?
There was a Chloe in the pilot, but I was kind of a hybrid of 2 characters that they had chosen. But a lot of our characters, they made and based off of our personalities. So we're kind of all unique. I don't think I replaced or took away anyone's spot. I was kind of...
Yeah.
So it sounded like, obviously the audition process would be dance first, but at any point did you guys do like any script reading, and like did they cut people because they were good dancers but they couldn't necessarily have like the acting chops? Or
we actually didn't have any scripts. Frank, our producer, would just give us scenarios and say talk about it. So I remember doing one with Lamar very vividly, but this was before I knew who Lamar was. That I had to tell him he wasn't good enough to be in the front row of our dance. So just little things like that. It was very relaxed, and so I feel like that's why, for me, the script stuff would have been very intimidating.
Is there scripts now, though?
We do have scripts, but they're not lines. it's very free. We get to freestyle a lot and just chat. We get like our storylines and what's going to happen in the scene, and then we kind of just go off that, and then we get a shape off of just talking and figuring it out.
So most of it's like improv, kind of like out of it?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that makes the show so much better.
Wow, we never even thought about. We thought about because what were we even saying? The driving instructor.
Yeah.
We always thought his lines were ad-libbed because they're so just on point.
Yeah. So you get of course there's things that have to be said and messages that have to be delivered, but we get a lot of freedom to kind of play around and do cool stuff.
So I would think like your actual personalities, like not like they're your characters, but I think your personalities would bleed through a lot more.
Yeah,
in that
for
way.
sure. Like we get to talk, like a lot of our stories about dancing and how we grew up and where we trained and stuff, like that's kind of true, like that's real life. So it's kind of cool that our stories are kind of similar to our characters.
Can you tell us about the tour a little bit? What was your favorite place?
Oh, it's so hard to pick. We did...
Belleville?
We'd forgive you if you don't say Belleville.
Okay, Belleville may be like pretty strange,
but
it's not Gotham City.
But there's nothing to see in Belleville. Like, if you go to places like Banff, right, it makes Belleville look so forgettable.
Let's hear that.
Well, our first stop was St. John's, and we were actually in an arena, so it kind of felt like a rock concert. They had, like, built a stage up and stuff. So that was kind of really cool. And Vancouver was our largest show. There was 3,000 people, so that was really cool too. So but everywhere was so unique. It's so hard to pick just one that was better than the others.
It was all different.
Yeah, it was all different. It was really cool to see everyone all over Canada how much they loved the show. How we sold out 46 shows, which was crazy.
Wow.
That sounds exhausting.
Well, it must have been like super enlightening. Like you knew the show was big and you knew you had a lot of fans, but when you toured the country, and like it must put it like into proportion exactly how many people watch the show and love you guys as characters and as people.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of crazy. We did a mall tour last year in the fall, so that was kind of one of the very first moments after all of season 1, or maybe just even half of season 1 had aired. We got to go out to I think we did about 5 stops or 6 stops, and that was one of the very first moments where we saw how big our following actually was. And then obviously a whole year later, it's just grown like immensely. It's huge.
There's just not really another show like it. I think that's why it has such a strong following.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a similar shows, and then this one is just it as unique because the characters are just so great, and it just has this perfect style to it.
Yeah.
This cool background of dancing.
Yeah.
Like not only you get the cool drama, but also this amazing dancing, which you don't get a lot in other shows.
Yeah. Everyone's works really hard at dancing, so
clearly.
So yeah, we try and put together cool stuff and entertaining things for sure.
I want to ask. Have you had any, during the tour, did you have any really weird fan experiences?
Nothing really weird, but kids were waiting like outside of the bus for hours after a show to see us. Crazy.
Wow.
And it was the middle of winter, so it was freezing, and these kids were waiting and screaming to see us for like hours and hours, which was crazy. I would have never expected that, so that was really cool.
What were the living conditions like on the tour bus?
Yeah, it seems sort of like the way it's described, with you did that tour video of the thing, and it looked like the toilet water was frozen, and then what was that Instagram we saw? It was like when we're all cold on the bus, we use the TNS blanket, and then it looked like that was like the only heating on the bus. I'm assuming that's not true, right?
No. When sometimes if we had to get on the bus, like our bus call would be 2 a.m, but we wouldn't really want to get on the bus at 2 a.m. Like we'd want to be going to sleep before that. So if we got on the bus and the bus wasn't on, the heating wasn't on, so we'd have to like really bundle up. But for the most part, the bus was like on and plugged in, so it wasn't that bad.
That's good to know.
But yeah, the water did freeze, so we didn't have running water in the bus for a couple weeks there, especially when we were on the East Coast. It was frozen. But it was fun. We got very, very close as a cast. And we had fun. It was a really cool experience. I definitely couldn't live on a bus much longer than 2 months. I don't think so.
If you're going to do it again, it'd probably be summer instead of winter.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, one summer I took a Greyhound across Canada, and that was only for like 3 days. But I could never do that again. That was the worst thing ever.
I took a train across Canada, and
trains are way faster than the bus.
That's true, but just a few days locked up in this thing, it gets kind of tiring.
Well, it's not bad because we just got to sleep overnight. Like they'd drive us to a place, and we'd wake up and we'd be in a new city, so we didn't have to spend too much time on the bus. I think there was only a couple days where we spent like the whole day driving somewhere.
Let's talk about the character that is Chloe.
Sure.
Yeah, we were because we know there's lots of stuff gets cut, obviously. Is there stuff about Chloe that like we don't know, like some secret backstory?
I don't think so. No, she is what she is on the show. I was really lucky to have kind of like a really unique storyline in all 3 seasons, so I got to play around a lot with that, which was cool. But nothing that you guys don't know. Everything you guys see.
There's no like fun fact like Chloe loves this, but she's never said it on the show. No one's ever asked.
I'm sure that Frank could cook something up really cool in his head, and he probably just doesn't tell us. But everything. Obviously, scenes may be longer or shorter or different than what you see on TV because everything gets edited to make it look as fantastic as it does on TV. So nothing that you guys don't know, though. That'd be kind of cool if there was, though.
Last name. What do you think Chloe's last name would be?
Oh. I get asked that question a lot, and why I don't have a last name, I'm not sure.
No one has a last name.
No one has a last name.
They erase their identities once they go into the next step.
Well, my theory is it's like since it's supposed to be like a mockumentary style, right? In normal documentaries or stuff, you probably wouldn't know the last name, right?
That's true.
Like it would just say like Chloe, and then it would just say the letter or something. You know? So I just think like people know their last names, they just don't want to tell us.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans have kind of made up last names for us, or just adopted our own real-life last names to our character last names.
Oh.
Chloe Pappas.
Yeah.
So the big thing with your character this season, well, there's a bigger thing, the Nutcracker thing, but to us, the big thing was the Margie situation.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard, but the episode previous to that, we made a joke of whether of maybe Margie being like some type of spectral spirit that doesn't actually exist, and we weren't even taking that seriously. We had no idea that in the next episode our thoughts would be validated.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's a really cool. It kind of brought another layer to the show. I don't think a lot of people expected that to happen.
No,
at all.
A little supernatural.
So that was really cool, but I actually wasn't sure how it was going to go because Frank kind of just thought of that concept and that idea on the day, so that we were shooting that scene. So it was kind of like, we're going to try this out and see how it works, and that's kind of how it was left for me. I wasn't sure if it was going to make it into the show or what was going to happen, so it was really cool that they took a kind of a risk in doing something like that. I thought it was really cool.
So do you think that what would be your theory on it? Do you think she's like a spirit, or she just only appears when she needs to be? Or?
I think she's only appears when she needs to be, kind of like a guardian angel. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were confused because she shows up to other characters.
Yeah.
So
we thought she was your
guardian angel. Is she in your head, or?
I don't know. These are the questions that I guess the wanted to leave you guys with.
I feel like she's like Genie from Aladdin.
You gotta set her free.
She doesn't grant wishes, though.
I think
grants wishes.
I think
that gives advice. That
was my favorite moment of the season. The duet you did with Margie.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah,
that was so good. And I think even with their like evaporating away, like that was just a perfect way to end it.
Yeah.
What was it like doing the duet? Like, I'm assuming she has dance background stuff, and I believe Margie, isn't that Frank's daughter?
Yes, it is Frank's daughter. Yeah, she was on the show also in season 1 and 2 and stuff, so I got to work with her a bunch, which was really cool, and she just got into dancing, and she really likes to sing too. She actually sings the song that we danced to for our duet.
Yeah, we were surprised by like the quality of singing it was.
Like the production value is really high. It was really well done.
Yeah, she's really fun. She's quite the character. She's very confident for being only 6 or I think she's 7 now.
Yeah.
So
she seems like that.
Yeah, she's awesome.
A bright future in acting.
Yes, definitely. And she's not afraid to try anything, which is really cool. Like when we were learning the dance, like she wanted to do everything that I was doing, which was really cool.
The Chloe character works a lot with kids. And I'm assuming.
But I like that initially she had that fear of kids. Because I have that same thing, where you just don't want to be around them because, and then those original first season scenes, when you have to work with the kids.
Yeah, it's like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely safe to assume that like you personally you love kids because you're working with kids all the time with like the competition you're doing now, and you have a charity as well, don't you?
Yeah, well I work the same competition that I work for on the floor. They do a lot for sick kids, hospital in Toronto. So I've met a lot of like really awesome kids through Sick Kids that like used to dance or are interested in dancing. So, and with On the Floor, like we put together really cool events. Like we did a karaoke party last year and we had a game night. We also get to do like the Sick Kids prom. So I just meet like really cool people and people that I like to keep in touch with, and they're fans of the show as well, but they're also like they're doing so much for themselves and so many cool things, and they're also sick. Like it's crazy. So I do really love kids. I also am a dance teacher, so I teach kids from the youngest ages, probably like 3, all the way up to like 17.
Wow.
What's your schedule like to have all that going all at once, teaching and doing the show? Do you also do post-secondary school?
I don't at the moment because this does take up quite a bit of my time, is trying to fit everything in.
That makes sense.
But, my schedule is kind of like, okay, this week, this is what's happening, and then I kind of figure out the next week as it comes because it's always different and it's always changing because there's auditions or events for the show or rehearsals or whatever. So I just kind of go with the flow and figure it out as I go.
That's pretty cool. The one thing that I think we want to just ask you about with your character Chloe, was it your idea or Frank's for the poor Chloe gag?
That was Frank's idea.
And that's our favorite like joke on the show.
Yeah, and I remember him telling me or making me do a scene in one of the auditions about telling everyone that I didn't have enough money to dance. So I remember it from way long ago, almost 4 years ago now.
You can't help but feel bad because Chloe is like constantly persecuted.
Like
everyone in the
like when Kate just immediately accuses her
of
stealing
money. Tells everyone it was Chloe,
which is so unrealistic for like a dance teacher to do. We think,
but I think it rounds Chloe's character out. Like she works really hard because she loves dance, and it just really reinforces how passionate she is about what she's doing.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't really thought of it in that way, but that's really cool. Yeah.
And it's also it's a good example for like kids out there who actually do have like similar problems.
For sure.
Like that.
And I know a lot of kids that I danced with growing up, like they had to work, or they could only be in a certain amount of dances, or only train a certain amount of hours because they couldn't afford it. So it's a real life thing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I love the whole thing, especially the Clover gag. We had to pause the episode because we couldn't stop laughing.
I think we had to film that scene like 6 or 7 times because I kept looking at Trevor and he kept laughing at me. And I couldn't keep a straight face, and so we had to do it a bunch of times. I think it might be in a blooper reel somewhere. It was really funny. I was like, stop laughing! You can't laugh because then I'm gonna laugh.
We've started our Next Step DVD collection. I think we have the first half of season 1.
Yeah, that's the first half.
Awesome!
Yeah,
but we already bought the other ones on iTunes.
Yeah,
so you don't need the DVD.
Tell us a typical day on the set.
Oh, a typical day on set. Well, we usually wake up pretty early. We got pretty early call time, so we usually stumble in, half asleep still, at around 6:30, 7 in the morning.
Oh, man.
We go I usually have to get a coffee in the morning, like before I do anything else. So I grab a coffee from craft services, and then I head over to hair and makeup, and that usually takes about an hour to get ready and get dressed. And then it's a lot of hurry up and wait. Like, we're going to do this, and then, just kidding, we're not doing it yet. So it's pretty fun, though. Like, we all get to, like, hang out all together, because usually everyone's there all the time. So we're usually just hanging out. We got to go over, like, the scenes that we're doing for the day, because we don't often shoot in order. Like, we could go from episode 11 all the way till, and then the next scene will be episode 19. So we kind of have to keep on our toes and know what's happening and where our characters are at that point in the story. So
it might be tough to follow the narrative, like, of the show. So do you take the time to sit down and actually watch what gets aired on TV? Like, have you watched every episode, or do you just kind of pick and choose?
Oh, I definitely watch every episode, for sure. Because when we're filming it, we film, like I said, out of order. So I never know how things are going to come out.
Do they do that just because you have the set up and the lighting all done, and they just say, okay, we're going to shoot all the scenes that are in this
usually
area?
We do everything like in Studio A. We usually do a block of episodes, so it's about 4 or 5 episodes per block, and that takes about 5 or 6 days to shoot all those episodes. So we do everything in Studio A for those 5 episodes, and then everything in the music room, and then everything that's in Hidalgo's. That's usually how it gets done.
What do you think of the joke of them changing up the juice plates every year?
I think it's pretty hilarious, and
it's pretty funny.
We don't really find out that these things are changing until we show up to our first day on the set or to our first day of rehearsals. We find out that everything's different, so it's kind of cool that it's ever changing. I wonder what it will be in season 4.
Of course.
Yeah, we wonder whose fault it is that like no one can keep that place in business, or whether or not even it's the next step dancers. They come in there, cause a ruckus all the time.
I guess everyone's just sick of us, and so they try and keep changing what it is to get rid of us.
Maybe patrons keep complaining. They're like, oh, why these dance kids keep coming in and ruining
They're yelling, they're dancing. Sometimes they put on talent shows without permission.
They're throwing popcorn all over the place.
Yeah, we're just always causing a ruckus. Can't keep us.
At least those e-girls are gone.
That's true.
I guess moving away from the show for a bit, do you have any like hobbies outside of dancing? I know like your life is super busy, but is there anything you do like at the end of the day or something that just to kind of get away from that?
Well, I love watching Netflix. I mean, who doesn't?
Oh yeah, we've been on a Netflix binge.
Yes. I love like watching TV and watching movies and stuff, because I feel like it's kind of like it takes my mind off all the busyness, and I get to like indulge in something else. Like, we had a thing on the bus where we tried to watch all the Oscar nominated movies. So we tried to get
we did the same thing.
all of that. Yeah, I just like stuff like that, and I love like going out to eat, and I'm a huge foodie, so I love to like try all kinds of different
What was your favorite Oscar movie?
Yeah, we have a rampant debate of what our favorite Oscar movie was, and then some of us deny whether or not we saw some of them.
I recently watched Whiplash and Still Alice, and those were amazing. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Whiplash was our pick for it.
Whiplash was.
Well, I thought Selma was gonna win, and then Whiplash was like the fan favorite.
I chose Birdman.
Birdman?
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little pretentious at times. Yeah.
Yeah, Whiplash was amazing. That was definitely one of my favorites.
Have you ever had like
something
an experience?
A dancer could identify with?
I've been yelled at before, yeah, for sure.
Obviously not to that extreme.
Not to that extreme, of course, but
yeah.
yeah. Especially when it gets close to like competition time, I remember it just being like super high stress for everyone, and just like feeling like we're not ready for things. So, of course, we would get yelled at, and
yeah, like but not like a chair.
No, that's never happened before.
So, what are you watching on Netflix?
You
mentioned your.
Yeah, I am obsessed with Netflix. So I've watched all the seasons of Friends. Of course. And I watched The Mindy Project and How I Met Your Mother. I just like those goofy comedy shows. I feel like when I get home from the day, I just want to, like, not talk about serious things and just watch, like, a goofy, like, rom-com show.
You haven't finished How I Met Your Mother, have you?
I have.
Do you like moving off the next step a bit? Do you have any issues with the ending of How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I was pretty bummed. It was just such a build up for all of the season. Yeah. I just felt like it fell really flat. So I was a little
preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I was yelling about that the other day, and it was like a year ago. It just gets into my head and makes me so mad.
I can distinctly remember when it aired, and all of us text each other at different times about how mad we were.
Yeah, it was it just bummed us out.
We did. It was really upsetting.
I think the next step's gonna have a much better ending.
Oh yeah.
It never has to end.
Oh yeah.
That would be great.
You can just keep bringing in J-Troop people.
Exactly.
All for eternity.
So, this might be a difficult question to answer, but what can you think of, like, your favorite movies or your favorite movie?
Yeah, of all time.
Ooh. It's not like the most riveting movie, but Center Stage, it's a dance movie, obviously. Center Stage is, like, my favorite. I think I've watched it, like, 100 times. And also The Princess Diaries is, like, my favorite movie. I think it's hilarious.
Princess Diaries. I love that
I've
movie.
seen it, like, 300 times, I'm sure. I have it on my laptop, and I watch it, like, every time I'm, like, on a flight or somewhere. Like,
my sister was obsessed with that, and I was just forced to watch it, and eventually I learned to love it.
Yeah. So.
Do you like those common dance movies? You know, like the Save the Last Dance, Step Up.
I'm not gonna lie, I do watch them. Then sometimes I just get upset after because it's just like. It's a horrible movie, but the dancing is so good, and it's so frustrating.
Is it frustrating? It's like it's unrealistic. You're like that would never happen. This is nonsense.
They're getting a little more far-fetched as it goes on, especially the step-up ones. They just keep going.
Well, there's like 7 of them now, isn't there?
But the dancing is always amazing, so that's kind of why I keep watching them, because I know that it just keeps getting better and better.
Would you ever jump at being in one of those movies?
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. I know like the people who always work on those movies and the dancers, everyone who gets cast is always like the best of the best, dance-wise. So that'd be really cool to work with some of those people for sure.
Mm-hmm. So as you're getting older and you're more experienced dancing, do you like enjoy choreographing more just because it's different, or?
Yeah, I kind of like being like behind the scenes. And being able to see, like, create something from nothing is really cool.
I was going to say, like, when I introduced the show to people, first time, remember, I was just like, this show is sort of like Step Up meets Game of Thrones. Because it does seem like there's like this, like in the first season, especially before everyone becomes like a group, that there's this big grab for power.
Yeah, definitely,
you know?
For sure.
Like with Riley saying we have to dethrone Emily.
That's verbatim too. We need to dethrone Emily.
Yeah. Oh, that was perfect. We need to dethrone my sister, and then what? Yeah, I think your character was like the linchpin and all that, and then because it flipped over when they did the vote and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Oh. It was very dramatic.
Like with these, like it's got these. Do you ever, like when you guys talk on set, do you have like these theories where you're just like this is what the story they're really trying to tell?
No, actually, we never talk about that, and we've never even thought about those things until we heard your podcast. So it was kind of cool to see, like.
It was the first thought I had. I was like, this is Game of Thrones, you know? Because you got Daenerys is Michelle. It's just like that.
Yeah, totally. So it's kind of interesting to see, like, a different spin on it. Because especially when we're filming it, we're so, like, in it that we forget about, like, how it's going to even look or come across. Because we're kind of just, like, we want to get it done and get it done right, so.
Is everyone really missing Alexander Beaton and Zach and all those guys?
Yeah, it's hard to see, like, people who we've always worked with not be there all the time. It's just a different energy without them, for sure. Miss them a lot. We actually saw Zach in Vancouver. He came to the show, so that was really cool.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's great.
Did you bring him up on stage?
We wish we could have, but I think it would have caused craziness in the theater because he wasn't in the actual show, and I feel like everyone would have just attacked him if they found out he was in the audience somewhere.
He was incognito, just trying to enjoy the show.
Yes, exactly. I think he had like a little spot in the sound booth or something like that where he's kind of hidden away.
So let's talk season 4.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Can you answer this? Are you for sure you're gone forever now?
You guys will have to watch and find out.
Oh, we were hoping for like an inside scoop.
I wish I could give you some, but my lips are sealed.
Well, we can assume she might at least have a cameo, like the other character, like Hunter did in this season.
Yeah, Emily had that cameo.
We can only pray.
Skyped in. We can only pray. Do you think there's any possibility of season 4 taking place in space?
In space.
Intergalactic.
We have a theory that once they finish internationals, the only logical next step would be to go into space.
So it'd be intergalactic.
I think you guys should definitely pitch that to Frank. I think
we've pitched it multiple times on the
show. We've even claimed that there are some characters that are probably aliens.
Yeah, like Noah's character, definitely an alien.
Yeah,
why else would they have that scene?
I mean,
and then they've always said West is an alien. Yeah.
He was an alien in our Halloween music video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Margie might be an alien, too.
Yeah, she may be some type of spectral spirit, from the astral realm.
We'll start drafting our emails to Frank.
We'll just keep sending up right after she finished dancing with Chloe.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Anything could happen.
Yeah, anything happens in the next step of her.
It's tough to call season 4 because we still have another half of season 4.
Yeah, that's true. Right? Anything could happen there. They could have like a whole age group change up, Everyone's different.
Can you give us any behind the scenes why they chose to release all the episodes back to back, day by day?
I know that that was something the fans really wanted. So I think family was like, well, people will watch it every week. Let's put it on. And as far as I know, it was just a lot of the fans just really wanted to see it all the time. So,
well, I think the first week of episodes was during March break or something. So that was an ideal time.
Yeah, for sure. And we actually had done that before with season 1. We had aired the show, and then when March break came along, they aired a new episode every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Netflix generation. They're used to just
binge watching
the shows.
It's crazy. But it still was like I was getting a lot of really great feedback of people watching it every day, and I didn't know how that would go. So that was really cool to see that people were recording or tuning in every day.
It was kind of crazy for us because we were downloading on iTunes, which iTunes doesn't get uploaded till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, because they wait until West Coast hits midnight.
Right.
Yeah, so what would happen was we'd watch it every episode the next day after it aired, and by then, me and John, we manage our Twitter and Instagram accounts, so we've already been spoiled for everything.
Oh, no.
That's the problem.
Because people are just like, oh, you guys were right about this,
you guys were right about Margie.
We're like, sorry guys, don't tell us.
Rabbit losing her braces.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even think of that. That's kind of cool that the fans were all over you guys like that.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of interaction with fans. It's been pretty crazy, just for us.
Yeah. This minor feeding off of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Do you have a personal theory of where the next step is? Is it in Canada? Is it in the U.S.? Because on the show, it seems to...
So you leave it ambiguous.
Like, they have... just when they look at the environment, it's Toronto during the transitions, and they have Canadian money, but they also have the DMV.
Yeah.
I think the reason that it's like that is so that because it does air all over the world, it's so that the kids can think that the next step is happening right where they are too.
Yeah.
Well, there's starting to be a big following in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently.
From what we got
crazy huge there. I've never actually been there or been able to see what the fans are like over there. So, but I've heard from Frank and from other people that it's absolutely crazy over there. They absolutely love the show. So that's really cool.
We're going to have to get a British person on our show.
Yeah.
We should just pretend to be British.
A new host.
She needs to be we need an Ella on our show.
Yes, you do. Yeah. You need an exchange student.
She's a fantastic
an exchange caster.
Yeah, Ella's really awesome. She's actually from the UK. They brought her over, so that was really cool to work with her too.
Well, we actually first watched the first half of the first season on the BBC
website. Right, yeah, that was the only one that streamed. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had to use a proxy server to pretend we were in the UK so we could watch it on their website.
That's awesome.
And then It got what was it, Michael? When you were watching it, they all got taken down.
Yeah, I was midway through season 1, and CBBC just took everything down. So
you were missing one episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the important one with the Eldon had the signs.
Yeah, I've never seen. Oh, I did eventually.
That was heartbreaking.
There are Canadian Easter eggs throughout the show, so we thought we'd ask you some Canadian questions.
Sure.
What is your Tim Hortons order? Like when you go into Tim Hortons, what's your typical order?
I usually get half hot chocolate, half coffee, and a chocolate
cafe mocha.
Yeah, and a chocolate glazed donut.
Nice. Chocolate girl.
Yes.
Can you think of one of your most Canadian personality traits?
I didn't realize it until I was away on vacation and people had mentioned it to me. I say a lot.
Yeah.
Do you actually?
Apparently.
That's that people say it and they don't know.
I don't know that I say it, but apparently I do. So I guess that would be my most Canadian trait. And I guess I pronounce things differently than American people. Like sorry instead of sorry. And they also, in America, because I do have a lot of American friends from dancing, they don't say, pop, can I have a pops to drink? They say soda. And apparently saying pop is a really Canadian thing to say.
Josh here is American, so he grew up a little bit in
California.
the States.
Nice.
So he always says soda and we get mad at him.
Yeah. So I guess that would be...
I was in Florida, and if you ask for a serviette, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, serviette does sound very French, so I would give them that. Because they don't know any French.
For being American, I'm more Canadian than you guys.
You're definitely not more Canadian than
I can speak French.
Oh, you cannot speak French. You took a class last semester and you barely know any of it.
I took a class this whole year.
You're full of it. You're full of it.
Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. This is just how we talk to each other. It just becomes argument.
Yeah.
Does anyone on the cast speak French pretty fluently?
I do.
You do?
Oh, sweet.
I went to French immersion growing up,
oh, wow.
so I speak. I haven't spoken it in a very long time, so I'm not sure how good I would actually be now, but I grew up in French immersion, so...
Don't speak French to me, I'm not confident enough. And we're recording right now.
We live in Ottawa, so a lot of people are bilingual, and we have no concept of that.
Yeah, I can imagine. We actually had some French dancers when we were in Montreal who came and guest performed in the show, and they spoke very little English, and I was trying to understand what they were saying, and I was very rusty with my French.
When you get Quebec born and raised French-speaking people, they have their own kind of slang. Definitely. And they speak so fast.
Yeah, for sure.
That if you have traditional school-taught French, it's very difficult to dive into the way they speak.
For sure.
Yeah, or 1 year of college French, Josh.
Not even 1 year. A semester.
No, it wasn't a semester. It was a full year. I just finished it. That
doesn't mean anything.
That means a lot.
Does not.
I speak more French than you.
That's not an accomplishment.
How do you say hello in French?
Bonjour. Everyone knows that. Okay. Let's move on. What else? What's the next thing?
Well, we can move into if she prepared anything.
Yeah, that tweet we sent you about the game idea. Did you work on that?
Yeah, I have a couple here for you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so we're playing this game called
1, 2, 3.
Yep. So
you've heard of the game before, right?
Yes, I have.
It's usually an icebreaker game that they do and things, and then I hear it on podcasts all the time.
Should I have some game show music
here?
Sure, yeah.
I guess we should explain it to the listeners, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jenny here is going to tell us 3 stories about herself, or 3 facts, and then we're going to... but here's the thing. 2 of them are fake, and only 1 of them is true. And so we're gonna ask her questions and try to figure out which one it is. So, yeah, it's called 1, 2, 3. I did not come up with it myself. All right, so let's go.
Awesome. Okay, so I think because you guys interviewed me already, you might know a lot of these, so it might not be that fun.
No.
But, okay, here we go. I drink at least 3 cups of coffee a day. I can't sleep in, or I'm allergic to peanuts.
Oh.
I think because of your schedule, you're not allowed to sleep in.
Are you severely allergic?
Is that the one that you think is true?
No.
Well, we ask you questions.
These are like,
we ask you questions, like, and you see, like, oh, which
you gotta
one?
make the lies convincing to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
like, were you the girl in the classroom that if someone even like brought in one of those sealed containers with peanut butter in it, you'd have to lock down the classroom and remove the kid?
No.
Or
No, not like that.
Okay.
It wasn't
so
that
mild
severe.
allergy.
Mild, yes.
Okay.
the coffee thing, like I feel like I drink at least 3. Like that's
Josh, you're
probably
claiming
common
you drink 7 cups a day.
I
Which
just finished drinking 7 cups.
You have not. It's only like 3 o'clock, man. You haven't drank 7 cups of coffee a day. You're a liar. So 2 cups of coffee. Is it this coffee hot chocolate thing?
No, just regular cups of coffee.
I feel like on set it would be really easy to drink coffee. Just
Oh yeah.
in between.
Just keep going off the craft services.
That would be easy.
What was the other one?
I can't sleep
she
in.
doesn't sleep in.
You can't sleep in.
Like you physically unable to?
Yeah.
Like even when you were on vacation in the Dominican, you couldn't sleep
Yeah.
in.
Exactly.
I guess you wouldn't want to sleep in. You'd want to.
No, yeah, you want to enjoy the thing.
Yeah.
Some people don't like sleeping in and just want to be early risers.
Yeah. I wish I could do that. I just woke up an hour ago.
John woke up like 15 minutes before we started interviewing him.
I woke up at 10 this morning and nobody was awake.
Well, come on, we're in between exams right now. Okay, gotta give us a break.
I'm done now. I'm on summer break now.
I think.
Shut up.
So
I think the peanut allergy is true.
peanut allergy?
I think it is.
It's so out there that it has to be true.
Well, peanut allergies aren't out there.
I know, but compared to the other two.
I'd say the sleeping in one.
Whoever wins doesn't have to do dishes.
Yeah, we also all live in the same house, so there's a lot of the bickering continues whether or not we're recording or not.
Okay, Josh, what's your vote?
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with the not sleeping in one. She can't sleep in.
All right.
It makes sense.
John?
I said the not sleeping in one.
Matt?
I'm thinking peanut allergy because I think anyone can sleep in.
I'm gonna go peanut allergy as well.
Yeah? Alright, Jenny, big reveal, drum roll.
Ooh, the one that's true is that I drink at least 3 cups of coffee a day.
Oh! You're all wrong.
So you all have to
Everyone
do the
has to
dishes
do the
now.
dishes tonight.
We all got it.
It's like this is the first time we talked to you.
Dibs on drying.
Yeah. Alright, I guess we could just,
What's next?
finish it off. Yeah, what's next for Jennie Pappas?
I'm looking to move into Toronto, so that's kind of a big thing for me right now. And I'm also judging, like I said, at dance competitions, and I have some exciting things coming up that I can't exactly tell you guys about right now, but,
Give us a hint.
oh, I wish I could. I want to so
Does
bad.
it rhyme with music boom?
Pardon?
Music boom.
Yes.
Oh, Chloe in the music room? That'd be.
Oh, right, yeah. So, can you give us a thumbs up, an inside scoop on the music room? Do you know anything about that?
I can tell you that I've heard some of the people who are going to be on it sing, and they are absolutely amazing singers. And a lot of them are very, very, very talented people, and I think you guys will really enjoy watching them.
Yeah, we're like before dance. I think we're a lot more into music, so I think us guys here are going to be really interested in that show.
Yeah, it's gonna be really great.
In high school,
Yes.
did you go to all of the high school dances and just tear up the dance floor? Because I'm thinking about my high school dances. No one was very talented, so it must have been the best.
It was
show
chaotic at our dance.
I
Spontaneous dance
actually never went to a high school dance
Oh,
because
no.
I had dance that night.
Oh, terrible. That's kind of poetic.
Yeah, so I went to prom.
Okay, that's good.
Did you tear it up there?
Yeah, and my friends are horrible dancers. So they really tried to keep up, and it was pretty hilarious.
Did you go with anyone who was a dancer?
No, I didn't. I just went with my friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't do some type of crazy salsa or...
That would have been fun, though.
We just kind of wing it on the dance floor.
Yeah, we really wing it. Yeah, well, Michael, you didn't go to the school dances, and then we had to give you a trick briefing at prom, what to do, the standard sway, don't move your arms too much.
Bob my head a little bit.
Yeah.
The standard white boy dance.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a little step touch and some snaps, right? Like, just keep it simple.
Well, we tried that.
we weren't that technical, but...
No, I remember at prom, I was dancing with my date, and I turn around, and then John and Matt are just kind of like waving their arms everywhere.
Yeah, well, we do a little hip thrust. We do the creep.
You know those inflatable men at like those giant inflatable things?
Wacky waving inflatable flailing tube men.
That was those two at prom.
That's my best move.
I mean, I don't know a lot of people who can do that well, so that's pretty impressive.
John and I,
neither do I.
We kind of gauged our high school dance experience that if we didn't get it asked at least once by law enforcement if we were intoxicated, we didn't get part of it.
Yeah, that did happen a lot. Like we weren't like big drinkers then, and we still every time they were like, okay, we're gonna need to talk to you, as if we were wasted. There.
Well, it happened before we actually went into the high school. There were 3 policemen outside and then 3 policemen inside. So we're just as bad as Bilbo, if not worse.
Well, it makes sense. We had problems at school.
So you're moving to Toronto. When's that going to happen?
Hopefully soon. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank
Look
you.
for that.
Are you hoping to like stay like obviously dancing and choreographing, but are you hoping that someday you can do TV again or something along those lines?
In another show?
Yeah. I'm obviously always auditioning and looking to kind of do other things as well. But the next step is just like it did so much for all of us, and I don't know if it's so hard to say I want to move on because I really don't. I love being a part of the show and I love working with everyone, and I love being able to dance and act because I was a dancer before I was an actress. So it'd be really cool to be able to do that for the rest of my life. So I'd love to be able to do both still.
If you had to pick a show, like out of like the vast realm of television shows, what would it be?
I'm a huge fan of Suits, and that's filmed in Toronto, so I wouldn't have to go very far. So I think I'd want to be part of Suits. That'd be really cool.
Josh, you were a fan of Suits, right?
No.
No? Oh, you're not?
I was a fan of first season.
Oh, you changed your mind on Suits.
Well, see, like, Jenny, I major in law, and then so...
Oh, so you're like,
so
no,
you've got the
nonsense.
in. You know everything that's going on.
I don't know everything.
Don't we know a producer on Suits, don't we?
No.
You do?
One of my friends did sets for Suits.
Okay.
Oh,
he did
cool.
sets.
He was taking drama at Queens.
It was Devin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Jenny. We actually knew a girl that we went to high school with who auditioned for The Next Step. That's how that's where we first heard
the first thing, it was just like, I'm auditioning for the show The Next Step, and I was like, what's that? It's like, it's a Family Channel show? I was like, I used to love Family Channel shows. And it wasn't for like a while after that I was just like, I was just flicking through the channels, and the Family Channel was on, and I was just like, what is this? And I immediately knew I was going to love this show. That rarely happens when I watch TV.
Well, that's awesome.
Like, some stuff you really got to get into, like House of Cards was a hard go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's safe to say that you are a great
Thank
actress,
you.
and I think you could do any role.
Yeah, and we're not patronizing when we say Chloe is our favorite character on the whole show.
Collectively, we all agree that Chloe is our favorite character.
You. Even if it wasn't true, I still appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're definitely our most favorite guest, too.
Yeah. Well, our most favorite guest out of the fake ones we've had.
Well, thank you so much, you guys. That's awesome.
We hope to continue on trying to get guests.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So we're going to try to stay in communication with people.
Yeah, do it, for sure.
Yeah. If you could, tell people you had a great time.
I will let everyone know.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. All right, so I guess we could do the sign off now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you could do our sign off for us.
Oh, what's the sign off? You gotta let me.
Well, we argue with our sign off. Which one should we try out? The
one you stole from me?
No, because that one's not good. I don't like that one, so we don't.
Let's let Jenny sign off. Let's let her make it up.
Okay. Well, okay. Could you just come up with one on the
I can try my best.
It's our joke.
Usually our thing is, what was our other one? Oh, talk your step off, which doesn't really make sense. But then also, what was it?
You got to take a first step to take the next step.
Yeah, which is just cheesy and
I think it's inspirational.
It means nothing though. It really means nothing. It's like a journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with one step, but the next step, that's all up to you. See, it's stupid.
I think it's telling kids that they have to try.
Journey of 1,000,000 miles ends with the next step.
No, but who said that was valid?
What? That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, but you say whatever you want. All right, after we do.
All right, I'll just make it generic. I don't want to get in the middle of this argument.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. I had a blast, and I hope that all the Next Step fans tune in and listen to you guys because I had such a fun time chatting with you guys.
So did we. This was great.
Okay, for the Talking Step, I'm John.
I'm Matt.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Josh.
And I'm Jenny. And that was the Talking Step.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, man. This was great.
Thank you guys. I had so much fun.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
Check.
1 2 1 2.
Check.
Yo, turn my mic up. Yo. Don't actually turn it up.
Everyone's phone's muted.
I don't even have mine on me.
My phone's so muted that I've missed my alarm 2 days in a row now. That's how muted my phone is.
Turn down for what? Not even close.
That in my head, that was dead on.
So just if she's added you, accept it, and then just ask her when she's ready, and we'll call her.
Oh, it's right there. She sent the request. How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow?
Hello?